saying your name?
Robert Ray.
And what do you have here?
And this is a 1926 Ahrens-Fox.
1926.
Built in Cincinnati, Ohio. And they started business in the late 1800s. And they went out of business in 1955.
Okay. And when did you acquire this truck?
I acquired this one in about 1980, 81, somewhere along in there.
Yeah.
I got it from out, a fellow had purchased it from the Niles Center Fire Department, and then he didn't want it anymore, so he sold it, but he lived in Lake Zurich, which is, I'm guessing, about an hour out of Chicago, somewhere in that vicinity. And he didn't want it anymore, so he wanted to sell it or trade for an Airstream trailer. That was the way they had rent. He wanted so much for this or an Airstream trailer.
What kind of condition was this in when you got it?
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, it was probably, I'd say maybe around a 7.
Okay.
It wouldn't have taken too much longer, and it would have been 8 or 9.
Yeah. What was the worst, like the hardest part to restore?
The worst part of it was the dash.
Okay.
That was just about disintegrated, and the entire seat and back.
Yeah.
Those two things were the worst.
But the engine itself was still working pretty good?
Yeah. It was sold to me in running condition. It had no battery cables, no batteries on it. Battery box was gone, but the seller told me that he had a mechanic from the Chicago Fire Department work it over, and so he felt he could sell it, that it was in running condition. But actually, you got to put a couple batteries on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about the size of it.
Yeah.
They made, at one time, New York City had over 40 of these.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. And back in the early days, American LaFrance, Seagrave, and Ahrens-Fox were the 3 big pumpers. 3 big manufacturers of fire equipment.
Yeah.
The Ahrens-Fox became known as the Rolls Royce of fire equipment.
I can see why.
Yeah, no question about it.
And earlier we saw you actually pumping water with this out into the pond.
Right.
What's what kind of pressure can you get from this? Like, what's the capacity?
They've been known to go to 300 to 400 pounds.
Okay.
Oh, normally you wouldn't use that today.
Yeah.
But they had what they had back in those days, a ladder pump that went up, I'm guessing, around 20-25 feet with a ground controllable nozzle on it. And they could put that right in a second, third, or third story window and knock the partitions right out of the building. Well, when they did that, they, of course, they had to raise the pressure. But your average working pressure would only be maybe 150, possibly 200. And a lot of it depends on the size of the nozzle.
Right.
The bigger the nozzle, the more flow you got. And the smaller you make it, increase the pressure.
Yeah. And how long have you been bringing this to our Antique Engine Jamboree? Do you know about how many years you've been doing this? Approximately?
Gosh, it must be close to 15.
Fantastic.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's always a highlight to see this here at the site, here against the pond.
Like that, people see it and enjoy it. And kind of a hands-on.
Yeah, because I see you working with the kids over here, and the kids get to actually, try out the hose, and
well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Robert. Appreciate it.
Welcome.